So you're looking to start a side hustle in 2025. Good, but you don't know where to start. Bad. But you're watching this video to learn the best practices to start and grow a side hustle this year. Good. Don't worry, I gotcha. From someone who first started my own side hustle in 2015, part of that is now my full-time hustle. I gotcha in this video. But let's first set expectations because there's a lot of ways to have a side hustle, right? There's selling online, there's e-commerce, there's selling, let's say, in person, starting a business, having in-person physical customers. And then there's arguably the most popular way to start a side hustle right now, almost instantaneously. I'm talking about a couple of hours, you can start making some money. That is the gig economy or the side hustle economy, making money with these different phone apps. Now, some, think about it, this is why you're watching this video. Some are high effort for low pay. Some are high effort for high pay. Some are, let's say, moderate effort for high pay. Some are moderate effort for low pay. So yes, it really does matter which one you pick. If you're gonna go this route, looking at different gig apps, there are hundreds now. So let me just distill it down to what I've done, to what I teach here on the channel. Consider subscribing to start and find your niche. Your niche, that's just like your work type, right? What do you want to do? When are you free as well? So think about that. I'm free certain days of the week. And then even deeper than that, what times are you free? Do you want a side hustle, a gig app that's best in the morning, afternoon, evening, or even overnights? Do you have a vehicle you can use to be like out in the field, out in your marketplace? Do you want to use the vehicle, but then there's operational costs, there's accelerated depreciation of using that vehicle, or do you just frankly want to stay at home because you want to have a side hustle from here? Would you prefer to maybe not have a lot of customer service and interacting with customers and end users? Nothing wrong with that. Or would you like to use customer service and tips, possibly using that to make you more money? These are exactly the questions you need to answer. And I'd say, honestly, just write them down, answer these questions, so then you can start to choose different gig apps that not only you think would make you the most money, but actually fit when you're free, so you're not going to burn out trying to juggle too much at one time. Did you know, additionally, some of these have startup costs? Now, yes, some of these, most arguably in 2025, you can get activated pretty quickly, but some require you to pay for things like a background check. Others require you to have certain equipment. For instance, if you're doing catering, those apps may require you to have at least 2 hot and cold bags. If you're doing LTL or less than truckload moving or heavier item delivery like palletized delivery, they may require you to have moving straps, maybe not a pallet jack, but other moving equipment. If you want to have your own business as a lawn care professional, you need some startup costs, let's say on the Lawn Love gig app. So step 1, as we're starting to identify what do you want to do, how do you want to do it, when are you going to do it, is there a startup cost? Keep in mind that's a business expense. 2 different strategies. Here's what I would do if I'm just starting in 2025. I would, on a basic strategy, just write stuff down. Say, hey, grocery delivery looks pretty decent. I think Sundays are pretty busy. That's when I'm off work and I'm free. There's Instacart, there's Shipt. You can look at other local and regional options. I would compare the qualifications, look at their websites, look at their support pages. Is there bonus pay, right? Are there tips? I would read forums. I would look at videos like this, videos on the channel here, look at other channels, look at Reddit threads, look at as much as you can to understand before you sign up, because I don't want you to waste your time if this seems like a good fit for you. Number 2, if you don't want to research everything, like going through all these websites, finding qualifications, I've developed a side hustle starter guide for you. There's over 80 side hustles in there right now, more to come. But there you can just compare things like qualifications. I can compare the column for equipment. So I can look at all these different side hustles to maybe rule out ones that I don't want to do that require equipment. equipment. Again, that's our side hustle starter guide. It's at yourdrivermight.com/starter guide. Now we're starting to identify a niche that you want to do in the gig economy: rideshare, food delivery, package delivery, shopping, care like care.com, TaskRabbit doing tasks like various stuff, cleaning, Angie, HomeGlow. There's laundry with Hamper and Poplin. Once you've decided where to start, obviously sign up. Now let's talk about starting the work. I'll tell you this. Number one, on your first, I'd say 3 or so shifts, it's only really about getting used to the app. How does the app look? How does it work? What do the screens look like? How do I confirm a drop-off, a delivery, a service, a task, whatever it is? What happens if there's problems? What do problems look like on Rover, on Wag, versus Poplin, versus DoorDash, versus Lyft, Uber Eats? What are the restrictions? Oh, on Walmart Spark, I can't even get there too early because there's not going to be assignments, or I can't even check in for an accepted assignment because I'm too early. That first 3 or so shifts, honestly, a couple of weeks, just understand that one app first. And here's the thing. I think some people miss this. It's going to be frustrating, especially because you don't know necessarily the best practices to maximize income on Instacart, maximize income on insert your gig app here. Don't delete the app, especially when you're new. You're going to want to delete the app. I'm not making good money. I'm making like $14, $16 an hour. It wasn't what I thought it would be. That's okay. On your first couple of shifts, just get used to the app, and then we're going to start to maximize your income. Speaking of, now let's move into that phase 2 here, what I'm calling the mastering of that work. Now that you understand the app, okay, I've had some problems. I've had it where I can't access the delivery destination. I've had it where I'm shopping for items and something's not available and a substitution isn't available. I've had it on rideshare where I've made a wrong turn. I don't know where I'm going. The customer was upset. I had to use some customer service because that's a face-to-face interaction versus other apps. Now, in the mastering phase, because we understand the basics of the app, here is where I need you to understand how the app really works. When is the best time, right? In the beginning, we did research to try to understand when the best time is, but a lot of this stuff in the gig economy, it's market dependent. So understand, if I wait in this power strip, areas that are really dense with restaurants, on food delivery, or general opportunities, how is this spot waiting for offers? How is this spot on a Tuesday at 4 p.m. versus Saturday at 8 p.m.? It could be wildly different. Food delivery, perfect at, let's say, 4 p.m. because it's before dinner rush. But on rideshare, sitting in this area with a group of restaurants, I'm getting more rideshare requests in a different location, maybe by event centers and the like downtown versus this restaurant area. And conversely, what are the problem areas? Well, every time I wait here, I get offers that pull me further away from the area I like to be in, versus if I wait in the same area on a different app, it might be better because that niche is better for that area. And listen, I'll be real with you. I'll just back up here for a second. It's not super hard to do rideshare, grocery, food delivery, shopping, tasks, even some of the at-home side hustles like respondent user testing, some of those kind of research studies. All that stuff isn't hard, but if you don't understand how to maximize the income, you're going to fall right in the bell curve of most earners. Now, on one hand, I do kind of consider just my hunch of my marketplace, because even these companies have said they can't statistically predict customer behavior day to day, location to location even. But that's not to say that the data can't tell you in parts when's the best day, when's the best time, and for your marketplace, what's making the most money. So here's what I would do. When you're new, I would just look at your earnings tab. Basically, all these apps show your earnings. I would look at your earnings. I would see, am I getting better tips on certain days, better earnings? How is the bonus pay? I would anticipate bonus pay to kind of taper off for you because you might see more bonus pay when you're new. So I would consider, would I still make a good payouts without, let's say, an additional $3 per hour, $3 per delivery, whatever it is. Here's the exit that no one really talks about in this gig stuff. I need you to understand, and you can kind of circle this back to the beginning here. Why are you doing this, right? So a side hustle, is it for just literally discretionary side income? Or, and I feel like there's a good percent that do this for these reasons. Let me know down below in the comments if you fall under any of these. Paying off debt. I want to save capital to start a business. I want to save for a large purchase like an engagement ring, a vacation, or I want to use more discretionary income, just money I can spend on what I want to spend on investments. That is exactly how I would consider an exit strategy. I would have a goal. You want to hit that goal. Also, being aware you want to set aside about 30% of your overall gig earnings for taxes. So set that aside if you want in a separate account, but have a goal. Pay off the debt first, save for the purchase. If you want discretionary income, that's fine. But even there, I would have a number that you want to hit every week and every month. Have a goal, especially if you're new. But even if you've been doing this stuff for a couple of weeks, let's say, I have a free resource for you. This is our newly updated 2025 Side Hustle Rankings Guide. Over 80 side hustles to compare at a high level glance here. What's the best? What's the worst? And giving you some insight on level of effort, how easy is it to use, earnings potentials, potential problems. That's at yourdrivermight.com/bundle. You also get a copy of our terms and strategies guide, helping you understand just some of the general terms, strategies that we use here on the channel. Our free resources like that Side Hustle Rankings Guide has been downloaded over 4,000 times by fellow gig workers. And I want you to have that. And even if you're not new, just kind of as a double check to make sure you even know all the kind of gig apps and opportunities that are out there. So to review, number one, set your expectations, set a goal, an earnings goal, a why of why you're doing this. Number two, find a niche in, if you're looking at the gig economy, it is. Find a niche in the gig economy, vehicle, effort, day, time, working with customers and not working with customers. Start the work. Understand there's going to be a learning curve. Your earnings might not be stellar, but that's okay. Give it some time there. Master the work. Now you've understood the app. Understand best practices through forums and videos like this, talking to other gig workers, etc. And then remember, have an end point, at least a goal. I mean, you can always extend the goal after you hit it, but have an actual direction of why you're doing this. It could be numeric, like a number goal, monetary goal you're trying to hit, a savings goal, even just a basic goal for you, maybe to challenge yourself to try something else kind of apart from what you've been doing. So let me know which of these tips helped you and which tips in our free newsletter as well helped you out here. And ultimately, what gig app you tried and how it's going for you.